Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to go over the Stealth Stop Miter Sled from Woodpeckers, and I really think that this is one of the best investments you can make, especially if the main table saw you're using is one of these job site table saws like this. This one in particular is the DeWalt DWE 7480. In this video we'll go over all the features of the Stealth Stop Miter Sled, and you'll get to see how this tool really looks and operates on a job site table saw. But we'll also cover an upgrade you can make to the Stealth Stop Miter Sled, where you can upgrade the fence to make this tool even better. All right, let's get started. Now, what makes the Stealth Stop Miter Sled perfect for job site table saws is mainly the overall size of the tool. The sled on the Stealth Stop Miter Sled measures 15 inches by 15 inches. And then the drop zone over here, which is just here to catch your offcuts, is 8 inches by 15 inches. Everything is scaled really nicely to fit this saw, and it has enough left to right adjustment in these slots on both the sled and the drop zone, so you can adjust this to fit pretty much any table saw on the market. Now let's flip this thing upside down and get a good look at this miter bar and what makes this thing so special. So this miter bar measures 18.5 inches long, and it features these 4 nylon leaf springs, and when you put the miter bar into your miter slot, these springs compress, and so what they do is they'll end up pushing the miter bar tight against the right side of your miter slot. And what's cool is that is completely automatic. There is no set screws that you have to mess with to dial in this miter bar to get it to fit perfectly in your miter slot, like you have to do with a lot of other kind of miter bars on the market today. Now on the end of the miter bar, you see these 2 empty slots right here. Well, that's where these oval nuts were installed. And what these are, they're basically T-washers. So if your miter slot has a T-slot in it, it will prevent the sled from being able to tip out of the miter slot. But obviously I don't have a miter slot, so I already went ahead and removed these. Now without the 2 oval nuts installed, I went ahead and measured this already, and it looks like you're able to get about 15 inches of crosscut capacity. Now if your saw does have a T slot, then you have those oval nuts installed, and I went ahead and measured that too, and it looks like you get about 2 extra inches. So that'll take you all the way up to a 17-inch crosscut capacity, which is pretty good. Now having that crosscut capacity with this Stealth Stop Miter Sled is absolutely huge to be able to crosscut something that's 15 inches wide. Because without this, I'm sure as you're probably already aware, with just a normal miter gauge, you're extremely limited. The widest piece you could crosscut is probably somewhere around 4.5 inches. So with the Stealth Stop Miter Sled, you are able to crosscut much wider boards and panels. So not only does the Stealth Stop Miter Sled allow you to make wider crosscuts, but you can also cut pieces to the same length by using these Stealth Stops, and it comes with 2 of them. Now what I like about these is how you can set a stop, make your cut, and then say for some reason you're doing rail and stiles, you're doing some doors, and you need 2 stops set up. So you can use one and then flip that down and then reference your other stop, make a cut, and then you can just come right back to the first stop that you set, and everything is all good to go. To move these stops, you will need an 1/8 inch Allen wrench, and I like to use an Allen wrench that has this handle on it because it makes it a little easier. But you can just loosen that like that and then slide it left and right. And once you get it close to where you want it, you can just snug that up in position. And then you can dial in your cut exactly where it needs to be by using this built-in micro adjust. Now with the way this fence is designed, there is no scale markings on here at all. So if you want to set this stop at a certain distance, you'll have to do it one of 2 ways. You can do it by just setting up your tape measure like that against the stop, or you can make a mark on your workpiece at where you want to cut, and then line that up with the blade, and then adjust the stop against your workpiece. Now with the fence in this current position, you can set the stop so that you can make repeatable cuts up to about 18.5 inches. But to increase that, there's also this fence extension over here, and you can loosen these two knobs, slide it all the way out, and with it slid all the way out, your max crosscut capacity is around 26.5 inches. But to extend the stop out to its maximum distance, which is 29 inches, you'll have to loosen these two knobs right here and then slide the fence until the edge of it is flush with the right side of the miter gauge. And then you can lock them in place, and now you have a crosscut capacity of 29 inches. Now maybe you don't like the fact that this fence has 0 engravings for you to reference, or maybe you want a fence where you can set the stop just a little bit further. Well, good news, because Woodpeckers indexable miter gauge, the fence that comes with this, is 100% compatible with the Stealth Stop Miter Sled. It's also available both individually in inch and metric. So real quick, I'm going to go ahead and swap out this fence, and then I will show you all the features of this fence and why I like it better. Now I just loosely installed this fence because we still have to dial in the stop so that the scale is accurate. And to do that is really simple. So this stop measures a 1/2 inch wide. So I'm going to place it so that the left side of the stop is on the 1/2 inch mark on the scale on the fence. Now with it set there, you can see how the stop is overhanging the fence by about 1/8 inch. And so with it set there, I'll just slide it up and then slide the fence to the right until it just touches the outside tooth of my blade. And that's it. The scale is now perfectly accurate wherever I set it. Now with the fence set up like this and not extended at all, you can set the stop up to 18 inches. Now, if you do want to use that fence extension that I just mentioned, they did go ahead and engrave EXT right here, which stands for extension. So, to use the extension, we're first going to set our stop on that engraving mark. Then we can loosen this right here and extend the fence all the way out to just over 31 inches, which is 2 more inches than we had with the previous fence that was installed originally. And the stop on here also features a really nice built-in micro adjust. It operates super smooth, and I like it a lot. Now you might notice this stop looks very similar to the stop that they used on the Exact 90. Only difference was they made a couple small upgrades to the micro adjust, and I think it runs really smooth. So whichever fence that you guys prefer more, please let me know down in the comments. I'm really interested to hear your guys' opinion. In my opinion, I really like this fence more because the stop can go, all the way out to 31 inches instead of 29 inches on the other one. And I get that laser engraved scale, which makes setting my stop a lot easier. But whichever option you go with, I really don't think you'll be disappointed. Next, let's check out these detents on the miter gauge. So right away, you'll notice that there are 6 positive stops, both to the right and left. So to adjust the angle of the fence, we can loosen it like that. And then there's these positive stops like I mentioned, and you can engage with those by pressing down this little button here. So right there, that's 60 degrees. Then they got one at 45, 36, 30, 22 and a half, 15, and then back to 0. And there's the same exact positive stops on the left side. Now I'd say 90% of the time you're going to be using this miter gauge probably at either 0 degrees or 45 degrees. But the positive stops are nice, and I also like how the laser engraving is literally every single degree, and you can go all the way up to even past 70 degrees, which is pretty steep. Well guys, that wraps up this video on the Stealth Stop Miter Sled. I hope you enjoyed this little upgrade I showed you that you could make with this tool. I think this is a great option, and like I said, I'm really curious to hear which fence option you guys prefer. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe, and then I'm going to leave some videos here that you can click on to learn more about some Woodpeckers tools.